All right, Manas, thanks a lot for that. Let's speak about the jewelry and consumption space now. Shilpa spoke with Titan's managing director, Ajoy Chawla, on the sidelines of the launch of their new collection under the luxury brand Zoya. She spoke to him about the potential of the Zoya brand and the impact of GST reform on the jewelry sector.
The goal for the brand is 500 this year.
This year, okay.
Yeah, not in NSV terms, not in net sales, but in consumer price terms. Maybe by next year, by FY27, I think it can certainly be a 500 crore net sales value brand.
Right. So then this year about 400?
Certainly. In consumer price terms, last year we did around 365 crores.
Okay.
So certainly if you're seeing a 30-40% growth in consumer price, it should get closer to 500 this year, and I think about 85% of that is a net sales value.
Yeah.
So it's certainly come of age, and it's a profitable brand.
Yeah.
And it stands on its own 2 feet. So there is no hurry to make Zoya a big brand as much as a very aspirational, desirable brand.
Right, I have to ask you though, today we're talking at a time where we've just seen some major GST reforms coming in place. While for gold or jewelry, it's pretty much status quo. But I wanted to understand, because this is so many other, especially consumer items are now going to be taxed lower, and that's going to put a lot more money in the hands of consumers, right? Do you see like an indirect impact, especially ahead of the festive season? Do you believe that, now that consumers will have more discretionary spending, that'll sort of spill into jewelry sales also ahead of the festive season? How are you now looking at the festive season demand?
I believe this is a great timing of this move. It sends the right signals, and it will genuinely actually increase the money in the hands of the customer. Therefore, discretionary spends will go up. Now, how well we are able to leverage it for jewelry or for Tanishq or Zoya depends on how imaginative we are with our plans and how we are able to attract the customer.
Lastly, I want to talk to you about tariffs also. Now that the tariffs have come in place, earlier, Titan had spoken about how it's probably going to look at shifting its manufacturing base to maybe UAE to sort of offset the tariff impact. Currently, how are you looking at this entire situation now that this 50% has come into effect?
Across the industry, people are exploring different ways to kind of offset this. For the time being, we are in a way covered for season because we had exported a fair amount of inventory for the US market. And in fact, we've also seen in the US, the customer has been very savvy, and they've been buying up a lot more ahead of these tariffs. So they're also not sure where this will go.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I don't have an answer about manufacturing. We are certainly exploring all options, sourcing, manufacturing, and also there are possibilities of other mechanisms by which this can work in partnership with certain firms in the US, and whether there can be some possibilities of job work, etc. The other important thing I'm seeing, what I hear from our teams, is that the American customer today, at least to whom we are serving, is actually very comfortable buying in the US. So if they don't have other options, it's not that they're going to come and buy from India and go. I think those days are gone.
Okay.
So I would think they would also be willing to, in a way, understand the reality, because they are just not buying for investment value. They are also buying for their adornment needs. So I think even the customer there, especially the Indian customer there who's doing fairly well, will be open to, shelling out a little bit more if it requires.
Understood.
All right, that is the management of Titan speaking to you on CNBC-TV18. But what we'll do is take a short break. On the other side, we'll discuss the GST rate cuts and the impact that it can have on a multitude of sectors. And this time around, we have the hotel space as well. Chalet Hotels joins in to discuss the impact of the lower GST on hotel rooms.